Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long was 1975. A YouTuber on the rise, reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Boys Bros 1975.
This is Highlander, look at that! This is Highlander on the Amstrad CPC, released by Ocean in 1986 and based on the movie of the same name. If you do not know what the movie Highlander is, then shame on you. You really need to sort your life out and go and watch it. It's an absolute classic. It tanked in the cinema, but became like huge on VHS and Betamax home video basically, and a cult classic, and it's my second favourite movie of all time. I absolutely love and adore it. Back to the Future just edges it out. It's the story of that guy, Connor McLeod, an immortal who must fight a race of immortals till only one of them remains, where he will get the prize. Spoilers, mortality. And yeah, just watch it. Just absolutely watch it. Now, there's never been a good game of it. Well, there's like these games on the micros, and then there's the god awful CD-ROM Atari Jaguar version based on the animated series, which I quite liked back in the day, and I have a sealed Quentin MacLeod action figure. But I've played this on the Spectrum, and it is utter shite. The box art by Bob Wakelin, rest in peace Bob Wakelin, is absolutely fantastic, and I've played it on the Commodore 64, and they both play exactly the same, and they both play shite. But the Commodore 64 version looks slightly better because it's got colour, and obviously sounds better because it's got a SID chip, but the Spectrum version is pretty similar. It's just not coloured in. They just don't control at all. The rumour was, because back in the day, don't worry, I'll get into this, I'll show you all 3 levels. Not played this version yet. Didn't know it was a thing until I scrolled through a list of games on my Super Console X. But the rumour was, back in the day, that companies, software houses, would negotiate a deal to make a game of a movie, and they would get the initial rights to it quite cheaply, and then whether or not the game was successful, they'd have to pay, you know, a percentage to the movie company. So the rumour was they made a bad deal or something, so they thought, fuck it, we'll just make a really shit game and then we won't have to pay them anything. Well, apparently that's just a rumour, and this genuinely is, which is shocking, because I knew of this movie at this point, although I hadn't seen it and fallen in love with it like I am now as an adult. But this is just an absolutely terrible game, because, well, you can't play it anyway. Select level 1, 2 or 3. There's 3 stages. So what's the first level? Inside Connor and Heather's you know, house on the Highlands, you know, that big tall building. Honestly, it is my second favourite movie. Then the second one, I believe, is fighting Fizzer in the car park, which is at the start of the movie when it's in modern times. Obviously the previous stage is in past times. And then the third stage is fighting the Kurgan, and in the first stage you fight Ramirez. Sean Connery is amazing in this movie, quite frankly amazing, and it's one of the most quotable movies of all time. Let's get into this. Don't know what this is going to be like. Is it a port of the Spectrum? Is it more in line with the Commodore 64? Is it shit? Likely. 1. Right, so we got colour. Right, the broadsword down the right hand side is just to eat up space, real estate on the screen. Bottom of the screen, those swords just show what my sword is and what his sword is, and then there will be health underneath those. So this isn't a Spectrum port. Anyway, listen to that. It's alright. It's an alright rendition of It's a Kind of Magic. There was no music on the Spectrum version, obviously. Yeah, it's alright. So, fire, space to continue, number of players. So it is simultaneous 2-player if you want it. Why you would want to expose this to a friend, I don't know. But maybe this will be amazing. Maybe both the Spectrum and the Commodore versions are shit, and this is utterly fantastic, right? Right, 1, and we are number of players, 1. So, space. And it's Connery on the right, and I'm Connor on the left. See the health at the bottom? This is it. You get It's basically the Commodore 64 version, or a coloured Spectrum version, but not a ported, unoptimised one. It's just so hit or miss. Look, I'm winning. It's so hit or miss. Whether you do anything. His health is coming flooding back. Mine is not. I'm hammering fire. I'm pressing every direction under the sun, and ultimately it's doing nothing. And he's just taken my head and my life force. Looks just like the movie. MacLeod has won 0 battles. Ramirez has won 1 battle. I think on the Commodore I won 1 fight, and I think on the Spectrum I may have won 1 fight. I think I may have even compared them for shits and giggles because it's so bad. This is just as bad as the other 2 versions. It's a game based on my second favourite movie of all time, and is utter pants. But Highlander, I had to show you. Space. Right, fire, and then backwards. Is parry? I think. And then firing forwards is low strike. Firing down. Well, obviously I'm on my ass now. Firing down. It just does what it wants to do, basically. Fire it up. See, look. Oh. I mean, if it's true that, you know, it wasn't to not have to pay out royalties or, you know, a percentage of the money, how do you make a game this shit? You know? Why didn't you think, hey, where the exploding fist is out, that's utterly fantastic. Let's make a, you know, fighting game with swords that's similar to that. We are, after all, Ocean, the greatest software house of the day. Space. 3 battles and then we'll skip a level. Look. And if you do win, big if, all that happens is you take his head. What is that? You take his head, it falls off, and then he flies, like his energy looks like Casper the Ghost flies into you, and then you go that weird fucking explosive thing, and then, yeah. Oh, could have been so good. Look. Does it even say in the manual what moves are? And I can't even get it to work on the Spectrum, at least on keys. I just can't. It just don't do anything. But to be fair, neither is the joystick. Neither is the joystick. Oh, but at least the Highlander logo looks alright. And the swords. Everything else, shizen. Right. I think parry. No, I do have to press fire. I mean, all you have to do was give it like the move set from the game Barbarian, for God's sake. And you could have had a contender. Also, Ramirez shouldn't be taking my head. Just saying. Right. Shall we see what the next stage looks like? Shall we see what the next stage looks like? Right. 2. So this is for sale in the underground car park after Conor McLeod just comes out of watching the wrestling at Madison Square Garden, which originally was going to be ice hockey because they wanted it to be warriors of sorts, you know, to set the tone for the movie, for the flashback sequences. I have the 4K version. I'm quite knowledgeable on Highlander. Right. Deep breaths. Let's go. Right, so it's the car park. The giveaway is there's a little car top left and there's a fire extinguisher. I do love this scene in the movie. I do absolutely love this scene. Especially where Connor doesn't want to initially attack him. He says, wait. But yeah, spoilers. But you need to see it, right? Fire. So why is it a combination of pad and then keys and then space to continue? I don't know. One player. Should we do 2 player? No, we'll do 2 player in the last fight because obviously if I kill him, then the game starts again and it's still 2 player. Anyway, cheating, it's good. Space. So yeah, he's got sunglasses. I've got a trench coat now. Hey, at least they've kind of made him look like, you know, the movie. And again, that massive broadsword down the right hand side is just to take up real estate on the screen. That was straight in his neck. And when you fall down, you can't get up. You've had fucking 500 years of practice at standing up, Connor. Just saying. It just does what it wants to do. And what it wants to do is not be a good game. In fact, what it wants to do is be an absolutely fucking awful game. And it, do you know what? It does piss me off. Granted, I wasn't a massive Highlander fan back then, as I am now. But the point is, you could have done something special. Instead, you just reduced me to pressing buttons that do nothing. And you don't even look good. And you don't even sound good. And I hate you. Right. Base to continue. Right, so I'm pressing down, okay? And it's doing nothing. Apologies for the background noise. I do live on the busiest road in the West Country, and apparently the Rozzers are out there now. But oh no, I got them on the, and I'm not even controlling its movement. Like the character's just backing up for the sake of backing up. I think it's because Vizier is, like, I don't know, commanding the fight. Is that a real descriptive term for what this is? Go on. Come on. Right. We're going to cheat now. Right. Okay. I don't want to continue. I want to fire. I can't. We can't even cheat. We're locked in on this shit game. Still, Vizier's sword looks nice, eh? You notice that mine's different because now I've got Ramirez's sword. Attention to detail. Don't care. So it's nice that it's not a Spectrum port. It's still shit, and it's still in the complete same vein as the Spectrum and the Commodore 64 version. I say this would look slightly better than the Commodore 64 version because the Amstrad just has a better colour palette. Apparently all the colours for the Commodore 64 were chosen by the peoples themselves who were making the machine, and that's why they went with all those bland yellows, browns and turd colours. Anyway, we may as well see the Kurgan. So yeah. Right. It's just not going to get any better, is it? 3. So where are we fighting? We should... Well, no, that's right. We should be... Retry, ignore, cancel. Drive A. Read, fail. Do you know what, people? You know what? We were spared. So there you go. Highlander on the Amstrad CPC. It's as shit as all the other versions, but I had to give it a go, quite simply because it's Highlander, and it's my second favourite movie of all time. Kind of knew this would be shit to go into it. It's just as shit as the other versions. Anyways, always a love to not think, especially if we played this back in the day. I'm the only person I know that played the Highlander game back in the day. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.